皆さんこんにちは。ツインズカナダ留学の相馬です。突然なんですけれども、カナダに留学に来たけどなかなか英語が伸びてる気がしいひんであったりとか、ローカル環境だったりとか、オフィス職で働きたいけど英語が不安って思うことないですか？僕はめちゃくちゃあります。カナダで英語を使う環境はあるものの、それちょっと不自然だよとか、ネイティブだったらこう言うよみたいな細かい指摘を受けることってあんまりないですよね。だからこそなんとなくで英語を話してしまってるっていう状態になってる人も多いんじゃないでしょうか。ということで本日は ETC さん、イングリッシュスクールにお邪魔をさせていただきまして、ネイティブのレッスンってどんな感じなのかっていうところだったりとか、日本人が英語をよりうまく話すためにどうしたらいいのかっていうところを聞いてきました。カナダでより英語力を伸ばしたい方だったりとか、これから英語を使ってオフィス職で働きたい、ローカル環境で働きたいっていう方には参考になる内容だと思うので、ぜひ最後まで見ていただければと思います。我々ツインズカナダ留学の YouTube チャンネルでは、コープ留学、社会人留学、そしてカナダ生活、日本帰国後の転職活動に関するお役立ち情報を毎週配信しております。ぜひチャンネル登録と高評価よろしくお願いいたします。本日はジェーン先生に来ていただきまして、インタビューをちょっと軽くさせていただければなと思います。Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, for sure.
And so first, could you briefly introduce yourself?
So my name is Jane. Everyone calls me Teacher Jane. I've been teaching English for 30 years. I actually went to university in Japan. I studied Asian Studies, Japanese, and I had this wonderful experience. So when I came back to Vancouver, I really wanted to welcome the students to Vancouver and to teach English here, and that's why I opened English training in 2001, so a long time ago. We focus on communication because in Japan there's not a lot of communication and conversation. There's a lot of English knowledge, but there's not a lot of that practical side, and that's why I opened English training to have that communication and feeling comfortable to speak in English. We focus on communication. Also, we do the IELTS and the TOEFL and the TOEIC and all the classes, but most of our classes are for communication.
Why did you start lecturing English for Japanese people?
That's a great question. Japanese people, like I always say, I'm 半分日本人です。心の中、私は半分日本人です。I had such an amazing experience, just like students come to Vancouver, to Canada to have that experience. I did the same thing. And so I feel really close to the Japanese culture. But not only that, I also want them to have that experience in Vancouver. I want them to have the wonderful experience to meet their goals, to reach their goals. Like, why are you coming here? You're coming here to improve your English so you can go back to Japan and then you can use your language skills. I'm a teacher, so I'm very passionate about teaching and the English language. I love English.
So what kind of English course does your class offer?
So there's three parts. There's communication classes. That is just natural conversation. Then we have the business classes. That's a little bit more focused on business, colleague, manager, conversation. Then we have the IELTS and the CELPIP and the TOEFL and the academic part. We have three parts, but we do give an evaluation. So you will meet me and I will evaluate your English goals, your English skills, and then we will figure out a program that best suits you. But the most important thing is that it's a small class size and we focus on your practice to speak.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
For example, the Japanese people want to improve their English skill to work in the Canadian office environment. So which course do you recommend?
At English training, I would recommend communication with a professional setting. So our business communication class. And in that kind of situation, not only do we teach you English, but also the culture. I know that when we go into, for example, a Japanese business setting, we have the meishis and, domo and yoroshiku onegaishimasu and all this.
True.
We do the same thing in English, but it's a little bit more nice to meet you as well. We talk about the weather. Oh, it's so beautiful outside today. Yeah, for sure. Can I get you something to drink? So now you have to learn Canadian culture. I would like to teach you and I would like to share with you so you feel more comfortable in business environments.
When you're teaching or lecturing English, what point do you focus on?
Oh, great question. The most important thing for me and for all the teachers at English training is pronunciation.
True.
And for my Japanese students, I love you guys, but you have so much katakana no hatsuan.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to wash out that accent. And so my main focus is to make sure it doesn't matter if your English is simple, it doesn't matter. As long as people understand you, that's all that matters. Like even when I speak Nihongo, like my hatsuan is like Gaijin no Nihongo. But that's okay, you understand me.
Yeah.
That's my number one thing, is that we need to understand you. That's number one. The next part is feeling confident to talk. And so when my students talk to me, I just want to make sure they're not using Japanese English. I understand Japanese English. I kind of understand what you're saying, but there are better words to use in those situations. Then we teach you natural expressions in those situations.
In your opinion, what should Japanese English learners focus on to improve their English?
The number one thing that I always recommend before having classes of English training is to do listening, to watch movies without caption. No caption and no subtitles. Take them off. They are evil, because when you have the caption, you're not listening, you're naturally reading. You need to focus on watching movies without caption, and also podcasts. Podcasts are great without caption, only listening. Now, I know my students always say to me, but Jane, I don't understand anything. Yes, I know. But watch a movie 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. And I promise, if you do this every day for 1 hour, after 1 month, you won't need to watch it over and over again. Naturally, your ears will pick up on the sounds. You have to learn the sounds. And I think with my Japanese students, the biggest issue is listening. Listening is very important.
So what is different to your teaching style from the other company or the lecturing our English class?
Yeah, absolutely. All of the schools and the classes, they all have a lot of advantages of teaching English. And I believe that education in every school has education that you can learn from. So that's wonderful. English training is different because in my 30 years of experience of teaching, I have seen a lot of classes, and I've taken the things that lack in the education of the classes, and I've taken that information and I've created my own class style. So for example, the classes that are mostly in ESL schools, they're wonderful too, because you can meet classmates and have that friendly environment, but communication practice is a little bit hard in a big class size. So what I've done with English training is that I've taken that lack, that disadvantage, and I brought that in and I made it into a small class size. So then the students can have the practice with their communication. Also for grammar, a lot of the schools teach and they focus on grammar. And I know that my Japanese students, they know a lot of grammar. So we avoid the grammar, but we use the grammar practically, because I've been teaching English for so long that I've created my own picture, my own painting of the classes of English training. And that's what stands out, because it's unique in the methodology and the class style and the content that we teach.
How do the native speaker feel, the Japanese speaker making a mistake in a conversation, speaking in English?
How do you feel when I, as a Gaikokujin, make a mistake in Japanese?
Definitely, I don't care.
You don't care?
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing is that Canadian or English speakers or whatever, we don't care. I can say we because I really feel that I can represent everyone. We don't care. As long as we understand your idea and your meaning, we don't care about you making a mistake. However, I should say that if you are at work and if there is a language barrier, and there is a mistake because of a language or because your manager asked you to do a task and you didn't have enough English skills to understand and then you made a mistake, of course, that happens in every position and you learn from your mistake. Just like in your position, I'm sure we always make mistakes. But number one, mistakes are great because we can be better. If you're doing your best and listening, reading, practicing your English, it's okay to make mistakes. We don't care if you make a mistake. We just want to know, what are you trying to say? And that's it.
というところで ETC さんにも日本人のスタッフの方がいらっしゃるというところで、今日はケイさんに来ていただきまして、ケイさんにはですね、日本人の視点から ETC さんのいいところだったりとか、どういうところが他と違うのかっていうところも聞いていければなというふうに思っております。まず最初にですね、簡単に自己紹介からお願いしてもいいですか。
ケイと申します。2025年の6月にコープ留学でこっちに来て、座学期間が終わって、インターンのタイミングでジェイン先生の下でインターンをしているっていうような状況です。
ありがとうございます。実はケイさんも私たちと同じようにコープ留学生というところでここで働いていらっしゃるっていう感じなんですけど、 ETC さんで働くことになったきっかけってどういったところにあるんですか？
もともと座学期間の時に英語が全然できなくて、どうにかして英語を伸ばしたいなと思って現地の学校とかを探してたんですけど、そこで ETC を見つけてクラスを受けるようになって、でその中でいろいろ自分の話をしたりするんですけど、学校でマーケティングの勉強してて、もうすぐインターンが始まるんだよねみたいな話をジェイン先生と話してた時に、もしよかったらうちでもできるよっていうふうに言ってもらってインターンを始めるみたいな感じです。
日本人からして ETC さんがいいなと感じるポイントだったりとか、ここがすごい自分に合ってたなと思うポイントってどこかありますか？
授業楽しい、なので続けやすいかなっていうところがあるのと、授業の進め方みたいなところもすごいいいなと思っていて、絶対授業の最初にアイスブレイクをするんですね。僕らそういう文化がないじゃないですか。
確かにあんまりないですよね。
毎回そのアイスブレイクをすることで、それにも慣れていくし、普段の生活の中でアイスブレイクをするのにも慣れていく。あとは相手の話に対してどうコメントするかみたいなところもすごい苦手意識があって、
確かに
そこも毎回求められるので、それにもそう上達したなっていうふうに感じていますね。
いろんなところで英会話スクール探されてたと思うんですけど、 ETC さんを選ぶ決め手になったところってどういったところがあるんですか？
一つはスケジュールが組みやすくて、学校が当時はあったので、学校とリモートで日本の仕事もしたりするので、ちょっとそこのスケジュール調整が難しいなと思って、なかなかカチッと当てはめることが難しいなと思ってたんですけど、 ETC に関しては自分のここ入りますっていうのをジェイン先生に言うと、そこで授業をうまく当てはめてくれるので、いろんな忙しい人にとっても柔軟にスケジュール組めるので、そこはすごいいいポイントかなと。
始める前と比べて英語力が上がりましたか？
もちろんすごい上がったと思ってます。始める前は、クラスメートと喋るのにもちょっと億劫になった部分はあるんですけど、さっきも言ったようにアイスブレイクとかコメントとか、日常の本当に些細な部分ですけど、僕らにはない文化なので、やっぱりそこ難しさあって、より抵抗感みたいなの感じてたんですけど、そこは上達するにつれて話すっていうことに対して抵抗感はなくなったし、結構イディオムとか、なかなか自分が勉強する上では出会わないであろう英語みたいなのすごい出会って、自分の英語がナチュラルになって気がします。
なるほど、ありがとうございます。後ほどイングリッシュセッションでもですね、ケイさんにご参加いただくので、どれぐらい変わるのかっていうところも、どれぐらい変わりますよっていうアフターも見せれればと思いますので、ぜひそちらも最後まで見ていただければと思います。じゃあ本日はインタビューありがとうございました。そしたらですね、ここからイングリッシュの実際のレクチャーの体験というところで、ちょっと短い時間ではあるんですけど、やっていければと思います。
Let's do it!
Let's do it! Yeah!
Just a little demo class. Hi guys!
Hi!
Welcome to the English training class. So before we start, we always, in the beginning of the class, break the ice with the neighbors, or you break the ice outside, or whatever it is. It's really important to just feel comfortable and break the ice. So let's do it. Soma and Kay, you guys don't know each other.
Yeah.
And you saw each other, wherever it is, somewhere you saw each other and you want to break the ice. But the rule is no ESL questions. No, where are you from? How long have you been here? No questions about how old are you.
Okay.
So I want you to kind of think you're kind of Canadian and we all speak English and we're cool. And so let's break the ice. Just like you're playing tennis. Just like you're playing back and forth, okay?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you as well.
How did you come here today?
How did you get here? So how did you get here is awesome question. And of course, if I saw Kay today, I'd be like, oh, hey, how did you get here? Like, oh yeah, I took the bus or I took the SkyTrain. But it's your first time to meet. So this is where the culture comes in.
Yeah.
Right? So if I say, oh, nice to meet you as well. How did you get here? Then I think, okay, like, why are you a police officer? What's happening here? Right? So now it's culture. What would be a good question just to break the ice in the very beginning? Like, what would you say, Kay? Because I know some of us is a first class.
How's it going?
Yeah, how's it going? How's your day going so far? What are you up to today? Those are like any of those kind of questions. Or, oh, the weather is really nice. Any plans for today?
Okay. How's it going today?
Yeah, I'm good. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's good because there is good weather today.
Yeah.
It's fine. But do you have any plan today?
Good. Not what do you have, but any plans for today?
Any plan today?
Any plans for today? These 4 words memorize.
Any plan for today?
Yeah, beautiful pronunciation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, any plans for today?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the beach and have just chill time because it's really nice outside today.
By the way, so do you have any recommendation for beach in Vancouver?
Yeah, but I want to give you something a little bit more natural. So when you say to me, do you have these recommendations? I feel now I need to teach you. And I feel a little bit like a little nervous, right? Like, do you have any recommendations for some beaches to go to? Like, okay, recommendations. Okay, ChatGPT, Google. Okay. And I'm not relaxed.
Okay.
I want to be relaxed talking to you because we want to break that ice in a very natural way and a soft way. So I would say, oh, any suggestions of beaches that you enjoy hanging out at? Or any suggestions at great beaches around here? Any suggestions already makes the scene a little bit like, oh, okay. Like, I can relax now.
I see.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, for sure.
The suggestion and also like recommendation probably around in Japan.
I know.
Yeah, probably same meaning. What do you feel like recommendation suggestion?
I know. And one thing that a lot of my Japanese students say is that same meaning as a teacher drives me crazy. There is no same meaning.
Yeah.
That's why I think that teachers still have a job. Yes, it's similar. For sure it's similar. But do you have any recommendations is more at work? So if you're working at the hotel and I don't know Japan and I don't know where to go, and then I would go to the hotel staff and say, it's my first time to Japan. Do you have any recommendations of where to go? And you, as a hotel staff, would say, oh yeah, absolutely. You should visit Osaka Castle. Osaka Castle is the best castle to visit to. You have the information. But if you have suggestions, it's just something that Kay is just going to the beach and he's just going to hang out at the beach, and maybe he lives in Vancouver and maybe he doesn't, and maybe he has some favorite spots in Vancouver. So like, yeah, do you have any suggestions? It really brings the temperature down. They're in the same family of words. Recommendation and suggestion is in the same family, but they're brothers and sisters. Let's start from breaking the ice with your manager. It's a little different than breaking the ice with like, I want to check it out.
Hi Kay.
Hi, Soma.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Okay, it's quite good. And also like, how's our test going and how's everything going?
Yeah, I'm trying my best. Honestly, I've been feeling overwhelmed recently because I have a lot on my plate now, so
That's so like hard question for us.
Good, so don't forget, I understand your position. All the time, the first thing we say is, I understand your situation, or I understand, rather than, okay, yeah, like, no, always connect. Cool? You say, I hear you. I hear you.
I understand your question,
Yeah, that's so hard question for you, I think.
Hard
So,
question or task? So it's a tough situation.
Yeah, tough situation.
It's a tough situation, right? So I understand your position, and it's a tough
It's
situation.
Tough situation.
It's a tough.
It's tough. We need to do something, and also like the deadline coming soon. And also we need to finish the other task.
We need to finish
all
all of our
all.
tasks by the deadline. By the
By
deadline.
the deadline.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to finish.
We need to finish all of the tasks by the deadline. So that's why could you please?
Could you please?
Could
Could you please read it out? Not could you please? That's not for manager. So I'm wondering, is more
I'm
professional.
wondering.
I'm wondering if you can give us a little bit more time to finish the deadline. Now you sound like you're a boss. Now you sound professional.
Okay.
Does that feel different?
Yeah. Okay. I'm wondering if you can finish up our task by the deadline.
Nice.
I will try my best. I will appreciate if you can divide task.
はい、というところで、イングリッシュセッションと合わせてですね、インタビューの方をさせていただきました。一応こういった形でですね、結構しっかりと深掘りをしながら英語のレッスンができるっていうところが一つ特徴かなというところは伝わったかなと思いますので、ぜひ興味のある方は概要欄からご連絡をいただければと思います。それでは、この動画がいいなと思った方は、高評価、チャンネル登録、そしてコメントの方よろしくお願いいたします。
よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
どうも。
では、また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。
Thank you
Bye-bye.
guys. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon.